Hey everyone, welcome to GardenFork. Today, build a compost bin out of wood pallets. Super easy, free wood, big bin.
Hoo-wee.
These guys are obsessed with the tennis ball. They love the cold weather, and I'm gonna have to throw the ball the whole time we're building this thing.
You must be exhausted.
Because they know when we whip out the camera, it's time to play ball. All right, 4 pallets. You can find them at probably a hardware store or a big box store. Just ask them, hey, do you have any pallets? And they're gonna say, oh yeah, out in the back, go have some. Ask first, okay? They might need the pallets for something. But sometimes they recycle them, but if they're throwing them out, go get them, all right?
Is that made out of a particular kind of wood?
I don't know. A lot of times it looks like they're made out of oak or poplar or whatever they have. Save the nicest looking one for the front of the bin. This is the nicest looking one, so we're going to set this one aside. So what we're going to do is we're going to build a box out of pallets. It's going to be a tall box. It's going to be a little off level because we're on a slope here, but that's the way it is. So first we're just going to tie these together lightly, and we're just going to put some screws in through the pallets here, from the side pallet to the end back pallet. Oh, backwards. Just to hold it there so we can work on it. Then we're going to make a little stronger connection with some shelf brackets I found off the street.
You're very economical.
Well, people throwing them out, and I was like, oh yeah, let's use them. All right, these are some brackets that I found on the street. Somebody was throwing out some ugly shelving, so I took the brackets off and took them home. So we're going to use these brackets to hold our pallets together. One at the top, one at the bottom. Nice.
You want it pretty secure because eventually when you put all that compost in, it's pretty heavy, right?
There's a lot of weight. When you're just going to be a cubic yard of compost, when it's full, it's a lot of weight, so you want to securely put these together.
And then see what will happen if I don't throw it. That. It'll get louder. Ooh! It's a twofer. It's very tall, your compost bin.
Yeah, we're building a bin we're going to ideally make it a high heat bin, or it could be a cold composting bin, but we need mass, we need it all held together, and we need air. You're going to get air from these open slats here.
Sure.
You can do this. I do it. This is the easiest one in the world, besides just a pile like that.
We call that the rabbit warren.
Charlie? Henry. This will go on all day if we let it.
What do we do next?
We're going to put up the other side of the compost wall.
Will you tell us later what the difference between the high heat compost and the other?
You know, we actually, Sarah and I got together and we have a whole basic composting 101 video about carbon to nitrogen ratios, green to brown ratios, high heat versus low heat composting. There's a link at the end of the show and in the show notes here for that. But we'll talk a little.
Technical.
You can really geek out on composting, but watch this video and the Sarah and Eric basic composting 101 video, and you'll learn.
Hold on. All right.
If you don't have some brackets, there's a number of ways that you can connect the walls of the pallets. You could use metal banding. You would wrap this around the pallets, or you could use wire. You'd run the wire around here and wrap it tight like coat hanger wire. So if you've got these brackets, great, but you could use banding, you could use wire, coat hanger wire, or you could even use blocks of wood in here to tie the two together.
Oh yeah.
Use what you got.
But not twine.
No, twine will just break down and then
It'll become part of your compost pile.
So on the front, we're going to take some little pieces of 1x2, whatever you got, and I just want this offset so it sticks in here a little bit because our door is going to sit on these. So just screw that puppy in. Like that. Make sure it sticks into the compost area here, okay? And again, offset into the bin area. So I'll put our hinges on the inside.
Looks like you're getting your finger.
That's happened.
Ooh,
Nice.
Sounds a little creaky.
Pallets wood kind of split sometimes, but we'll be okay. Hinges on, door open.
Wow. Does it open all the way?
I gotta trim the wood a little bit. It'll open when I'm done. So just right here, I just have to slice this off. See how this one sticks out and binds into that?
Oh, touches.
Because all the way down here, it's clear and open. So this is just binding.
Okay.
Yeah, easy enough. Like that?
That means easy enough.
I think.
What's the snarping going on behind you? Hold on, please. Oh my goodness, what are you doing? What are you doing? That's silly. Is that very entertaining?
All right, I have a little piece of chain and a screw with some washer on it. This is going to be holding our gate closed. Oops, if I could just use a screw gun. I'm really good at this. There you go. And then I put a little screw eye here. This just goes on. Well, it goes on in a perfect world. There you go. Okay.
That is beautiful.
Well, if you have a fancy latch, you could put a fancy latch, but it's just a compost bin, you know, and that'll keep it from opening.
Will it get rusty and rustic looking and like it fits in the woods?
Yeah, then you could sell it for a lot of money. Rustic. All right, you've built your bin, congratulations. But if you notice, it's a little wobbly.
I'd say.
So here's an idea for you. Get some kind of a stake, a metal stake would be better. I had some old metal pipe laying around. And we're gonna put this through the pallet itself.
Oh, threading, if you will.
Inside the pallet like that.
Uh-huh.
As tight to the front you can. And we're just gonna hammer it in. Nice. A little stronger that way. You could also wrap some banding around the pipe to the pallet if you wanted.
Are you going to do that in all the corners?
Just the two fronts. Because the back is pretty sturdy, but the front is where the door is hinged, so it'll hold it better.
Gotcha.
You can keep your food scraps in the refrigerator or in one of those canisters with the charcoal top, you know, filter thing. And then at the end of the day, at the end of the week, send your kids out here. There you go. More compost.
Cool.
So you can layer this all with stuff from your garden, leaves from your yard. We talk about carbon and nitrogen ratios and how to do hot and cold composting in our Compost 101 video. There's a link at the end of the show for that as well. From your kitchen, just avoid meats and things that are saturated with oils, stuff like that. By the way, we put out new shows every week. If you like, you can hit the subscribe button right here. We put out stuff about cooking, gardening, DIY. The Labradors have their own videos as well. And don't forget about GardenFork Radio and our email newsletter. All links below here in the About section. All right? So go out, do cool stuff, and come back and tell me about it. And if you have any questions or comments, leave them right below here. I try and answer everything I can. All right?
All right, your project's done. Let me go check on Charlie Pop.
Yeah, what is she doing?
Still digging. It's been a good show, Charlie Pop. It's been a good show.